In today's video, I'll be going through the entire Smash roster and decide whether or not I can beat them up in a fight. And I'll scale it from 1 to 10. A 10 is where I can beat them up, and a 1 is me getting folded. Alright, on to the first. For Mario, I think it depends on what his conditions are. If this man has no power-ups, it's a done deal. I can easily one-shot the man, but say that he had some prep time knowing I was gonna fight him. I think all he'd need to power up was just a star, and he'd murk me easily. So overall, I'll give him a 5 out of 10 for the fight, only because I can beat him if I catch him lacking, so I have the element of surprise on my side. Are you for real? This dude is sending me to meet Harambe after I'm done taking the first swing. 1 out of 10. Unless a zookeeper was there, then probably a 2 out of 10. As someone who mains a sword fighter, it'd be super easy to fight Link. If I somehow steal his sword, or his sword somehow destroys itself because of durability, I can just throw haymakers at his beautiful face. Like, have you seen him without a weapon in Breath of the Wild? Dude is useless. 7 out of 10, I'm beating Link. Oh, I'm taking a loss here instantly. Not only can Samus blast me with her cannon, but she's a woman. And every gamer is canonically bad at talking to women, so easy dub for her, man. I'd say a 3 out of 10. I'm not gonna make it. The only thing I need to bring to this fight is a good attitude and the power of friendship, because ain't no way I'm gonna fold to Samus twice. Just believe me when I say I'm gonna win this fight, okay? 10 out of 10, easy win, on to the next. Going up against Yoshi would definitely be a 50-50. I say this because if I catch Yoshi off guard, I can hop on his back and claim him as mine forever. But if he catches me trying to ride him, he could end up swallowing me into an egg and I'd probably die in there because of no oxygen. But honestly, it would really be a 5 out of 10. I can chew up Kirby like a piece of gum, is what I would say if I was dumb. I ain't getting near a 2-mile radius near this man. I'm pretty sure he'd end up sucking me into oblivion. Pause. I'll say a 2 out of 10. I'm not surviving the tale of when I got sucked by Kirby. Here's the thing, I tried to fight Fox in a fair 1v1, but he'd end up pulling up some trickery like using homing missiles mid-fight or something. I think Fox is the type of person that would win at any means necessary, so overall it'd be a 3 out of 10 for me. I'm not winning this. Pikachu. This is so easy. All you need is a boulder. Electric types are ineffective to rock types, so it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. But the bird is instead Pikachu waiting to electrocute you. So I win this 10 out of 10. Pikachu ain't got nothing on me. Luigi. I'm dead. Straight to the graveyard with this one. I get grabbed once and it's all over. You know what's funny? I get my ass beat twice in this fight. The first time in my human form and the second time in my ghost form after he murks me. Then he'll just use his vacuum to dispose of me and he'll do that shit with ease too. 0 out of 10. You're crazy to think if Luigi's gonna let that slide. Going up against Ness would be a good fight, but I would win easily. You think a little kid with a baseball bat is gonna do any sort of damage to me? The only repercussion I get from this fight is me going to jail after fighting a little kid. So 10 out of 10, I win, but at what cost? If I had prep time, I would have a chance against this man. I'd do what he does for his final smash and use a car to run his ass over. But say he catches me off guard, then he wins like that. He'd either Falcon punch me, or worse, I'll get the Falcon knee. 3 out of 10. This is a joke, right? I could use Jigglypuff as a volleyball if I wanted to. Ain't no way this Pokemon is even coming close to damaging me. If anything, the only time I lose this matchup if I go to sleep mid-fight. Not because I get hit by the snooze move, but because it'd be so boring that I could not handle the matchup. 9 out of 10. The problem with Peach is that she would not respect the 1v1 and end up calling some toads and other creatures to gang up on me mid-fight. I know she doesn't play fair. I just have a feeling she'd pull some bullshit. 2 out of 10. The problem with Daisy is that she's too cool to fight and a far better princess than Peach, so I'd have no reason to fight her. 0 out of 10. A big fire-breathing lizard sounds like a difficult challenge, but canonically, all you have to do is bop him in the head 3 times, so if you're able to dodge the first attack, you can just hit him with the 3-piece straight to the dome. Overall, 6 out of 10 for sure. I'm not surviving against these pests. They live in the cold and have survived in shitty conditions for so long, I'd be done for if I was in the tundra. But if I get them to the desert, they're done for. They'd be dehydrated by the time I throw the first punch. So I guess it all depends on the area we're in whenever we fight. So a 5 out of 10. Sheik is murking me on sight. The moment I move towards Sheik, I'd be sent to the Shadow Realm. If she really wanted to, she could just send her needles at me and just do it like that. Regardless, I don't see myself winning. 0 out of 10. But Zelda is a whole nother story. From my knowledge, Zelda has a lot of power but lacks the strength of asking for help all the time. So, all I'd have to do is hit up Ganon, tell him some Hylian secrets, and boom, I win by Trojan horse tactic. 10 out of 10, and now I rule Hyrule. I would lose to Dr. Mario not because he's a better fighter than me, but because he indulges in malpractice. See, while fighting Dr. Mario, he ends up throwing a lot of perks at you, which leaves you open up to combos. It's such a dirty move, but I have to respect it. Free perkies while fighting is actually wild. So a 4 out of 10. I say this because one of these fights is going to run out of perks and I'll have the advantage on him. I call a rat extermination group and let them deal with Pichu. That's the best way to do it. Trust me. 10 out of 10. A lot of people would think that they could win against Falco due to him being a bird. And they're right. All you need is some bird seed, and once you have him distracted, you can throw him off stage. I have yet to see Falco fly despite him being a bird, so you'll be fine. 8 out of 10. Going up against Marth will be the end of me, especially if it's melee Marth. That man is the equivalent peak of Darth Vader when it comes to the Force. He would grab me from half stage and then combo me to death. I lose against Marth, so 2 out of 10. Honestly, I wouldn't even see myself fighting against Lucina, just for the fact that it'd be such a boring matchup. So 2 out of 10. Unless I had some coffee maybe that day, then I'll put up a fight, but more than likely no. At this point, I'm not surprised. I have to fight another child. But an easy way to beat young Link is to make sure that he fails on stopping the moon from falling in Majora's Mask. I won't even have to fight him. I'd end up causing too much trouble to where he wouldn't even be able to stop the moon, which ends by all of us getting murked. 10 out of 10, but I'd end up having to sacrifice myself while watching the moon fall towards Earth. There's no way anybody would be sane enough that they would want to even walk in the same direction as Ganon. The second you make eye contact with Ganon, you get 2 options. You either mind your business or get murked because you looked at him the wrong way. Just hope you catch him on a nice day, man. 0 out of 10. Despite Mewtwo being a super strong Pokemon, there's no way I'm gonna lose against him. I'm running up on him for what he did to Ash in that Pokemon movie. He turned Ash into a stoner, and I will never forgive him for that. 10 out of 10. I wouldn't fight Roy, because deep down I know he's a super nice guy that would not fight a total stranger, which then presents the opportunity of me stealing his sword and then murking him. 7 out of 10, it's possible, but I gotta have a poker face the whole time. I wouldn't even fight Chrom, not because I would lose to his fighting skills, but because this is my chance for him to introduce me to Camellia. After we hit things off, I'll be king of the land and not even Chrom could stop me. So a 0 out of 10 for fighting, but a 10 out of 10 for matchmaking. Dealing with Game & Watch is like dealing with Doodlebob from that one SpongeBob episode. All you need is a pencil to make a cubed prism to trap his 2-dimensional ass in there forever. And he will rue the day forever that he messed with me. 10 out of 10. When it comes to fighting Meta Knight, you have to plan accordingly. At first, you're going to be getting your ass kicked, and also he will be taunting you halfway through. But at that moment, you turn the tables on him and start antagonizing him. You start saying stuff like, "I bet you won't fight me without that suit," or "Kirby is a better version of you." Only then will his ignorance get the best of him, and as soon as he takes off his armor, you can beat his ass. 5 out of 10. Believe it or not, I win against Pit all the time. He might be an angel, but I have Jesus Christ on my side. And he'll help me shred those demons away. 10 out of 10. Dark Pit sadly would overcome the amazing power of Jesus Christ, but I have one more trick up my sleeve. Since Dark Pit is canonically edgy, all I have to do is play some Linkin Park and we'll both be depressed. And then we both head home and never fight each other. So 10 out of 10 for depression. Not only would I get my ass beat, I'd be shy while it's happening as well. Like, how is it possible to be shy while getting beat up? I think only Zero Suit Samus can make that happen. So 1 out of 10. Fighting Wario is going to be like going up against your drunk uncle. It might be a challenge, but it's not impossible. All you got to do is give him the classic 3-piece combo with no biscuit and you'll be set. But be warned, he will fart on you if he senses defeat and he will give you pink eye for life. So there's, an obvious risk of going into this fight. But overall, an 8 out of 10 for me. So I'm winning against him at all costs. No, but for real though, imagine losing a fight because of pink eye. Someone farting in your face mid-fight. Absolutely disrespectful. I don't even want to talk about Snake. Not only would he murk me with ease, but I'm pretty sure he'd tell Raiden about it, and that would just put salt on the wound. So 1 out of 10. Only because I have a chance not to fight him if I hide myself in a cardboard box. Going up against Ike would be like fighting your older cousin who knows how to do WWE moves. That shit will not go in your favor. I feel like Ike is a super nice guy, but when you ask him to wrestle, this man will go all out. The moment he hits me with the Swanton Bomb, I know I'm out because I'm leaving that situation with at least a broken ribcage. So a 4 out of 10, but it'd be fun to fight him until he gets serious. If it's Pokemon Trainer by themselves, then that would be an easy win for me. There's no way they know how to throw hands. They've been too busy training Pokemon. So a 10 out of 10 for me, but the actual Pokemon are a different story. I wouldn't even want to fight Squirtle. I don't think anyone that has a heart would even want to fight this adorable creature. And if you do want to fight this character, all I gotta say is that I hope you never find another shiny in Pokemon ever again. You don't deserve it. So a 0 out of 10 for fighting, but a 10 out of 10 for a new companion. I would fight this hideous beast with Weed Killer that people use for their garden. Ivysaur was cute and innocent before they turned into, well, this. If I fought Ivysaur without any gardening tools, I would lose, but if I had some Weed Killer and an Iron Hoe with me, they'd be done for. So 7 out of 10 overall. You're actually dumb if you think you're gonna win against Charizard, and I'm one of those people. If I see Charizard out in the wild and he doesn't get in my Pokeball first try, I'm throwing hands. Luckily, I always carry a water bottle with me, so all I have to do is hit him with my ultimate attack. No, but seriously, I'm not winning against him. Look at him. You think I'm gonna do any damage to this guy? Who do you think you are, the main protagonist? 3 out of 10, but I only win if he gets in my Pokeball. Other than that, I'm cooked. After seeing the movie Nope, they showed that one monkey attacking scene, and I was petrified. They can really murk anyone with ease. So unless I have a banana with me, all I'm gonna do is run away because Diddy Kong is gonna hit me with that 10-piece combo. Like, there's no way. I'm outmatched. 0 out of 10. Why are there so many kids in a fighting game, man? You know what? I'm not fighting you. I'm calling your mother. Oh, wait. 10 out of 10. I win. Some people might have trouble going up against Sonic, but not me. Only OG Sonic players will know Sonic's one and only weakness, and that's chili dogs. I'm not even kidding. Mid-fight, throw the most delectable chili dog you can find, and once you throw that chili dog, he will be distracted, and you can hit him with the same move that Memphis, Tennessee did, and laser his ass through the back. So 10 out of 10, Sonic is an easy challenge. As someone who fights King Dedede every time I stream, I got personal beef with this dude. But I gotta be honest, I wouldn't beat King Dedede. The only thing that beats Dedede is depression. Oh, and Kirby, I guess. So I will humbly say that the fight would be a 1 out of 10. I'm not beating this dude. You think I'm gonna lose to a pipsqueak the size of an ant? I am stomping on Olimar the moment I see him. He stands no chance against someone like me. I've just been notified that canonically Olimar smokes weed, but most importantly he fucks, and he has a child. So Olimar wins because I let him. 0 out of 10. Lucario. At first, while I'm fighting Lucario, I would be kicking ass. But little did I know that was all part of his plan. Lucario ends up getting damaged enough to where he can finally throw back a punch, and that punch he throws makes me dissolve into atoms, like how Thanos snapped half the universe. I basically got bait and switched by a Pokemon, so then that makes me question my IQ afterwards. Overall, a 2 out of 10. R.O.B is a robot that was made in the 1980s. All you need is water. Any electronic around that time's biggest enemy was H2O, so a 10 out of 10 for me. Going up against Toon Link wouldn't be an easy fight, but it's doable. When you get to Link's location, all you gotta do is steal the shield that his grandma was gonna give him. And I know it's not morally right to steal from an old lady, but I mean, come on. To get this W, I gotta do anything. After you get the shield, that leaves him confused and scared to even face the world without defense. And I win by mentally crunching him into staying on the island forever and never becoming a legend. 10 out of 10. This is a problem. I can't even fight wolves in Red Dead Redemption 2 without feeling bad. Wolf himself can easily kick my ass, and my only evidence is that eye patch. You don't continue fighting with an eye patch unless you got nothing to lose. So please, I'm not gonna fight him. 1 out of 10. Here's the thing, not everyone I see in the Smash roster I want to fight. Villager is the world's best entrepreneur, and I would ask him for tips on how I can make money like him. You think I'm fighting someone who owns an island and has a credit score of 1200? Nah, I'm asking for life advice. 0 out of 10 for fighting, but a 10 out of 10 for the life advice. I would say to spray water on Mega Man, but I'm pretty sure he's waterproof, so my only option is to take this L, but not without a fight. By the time I throw the first swing, I would be chopped in half and left for dead. This is the only time I'll show respect for Mega Man because I know he kicks ass. So 1 out of 10. You're actually crazy to think that you'll do damage, let alone touch Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit is literally every peak athlete put into one being. The funny thing is that out of all of the rosters so far, I'm pretty sure Wii Fit Trainer is the closest thing to a human being in Smash. So you'll get beat up like how Batman would beat up people in the Arkham Knight series. I will definitely not win this one. 0 out of 10. Rosalina is a deity. No one in their right mind would even think about fighting her. Instead, fight her Luma. I think I have a good chance with the Luma, but when it comes to Rosalina, that's a no-go for me. So a 2 out of 10 for Rosalina, but a 10 out of 10 against the Luma. Okay, never mind. Little Mac is the closest thing that we have to a human being in Smash Ultimate, and there is just no way I'm winning this. Imagine my surprise when I get sent up to orbit when Mac ends up getting the KO factor. Even Mike Tyson himself couldn't take down Little Mac at his peak. So yet another loss here. 0 out of 10. I might be stupid, but I'm not crazy. You are going up against a water ninja. The concept of that itself is just setting yourself up for failure if you go through with this. Yeah, you can try to catch him in a Pokeball, but the problem is he will be faster than you throwing the Pokeball. Greninja wouldn't even see us as a threat, so I'd say another 0 out of 10. Nope, I wouldn't even show up to the fight. You can call me whatever, but I am not fighting a goddess. 0 out of 10, I wouldn't even be able to approach. This is actually super easy, and even someone with no fighting experience could win this fight. Just don't insert the 25 cents required to start the game. Easy win, 10 out of 10. You really think Robin can take me on a wizard 1v1? Do they not know that I'm the legend from Hufflepuff? This is an easy win because I use a Vada Kedavra to murk him one shot. Robin's got to sit with that L. 7 out of 10. Yet another kid that wields a sword. Why is there so many children wielding swords in here, man? But I'll give it to Shulk. He does look the oldest out of every kid in this roster. So, to end up fighting Shulk, all I have to do is give him my iPhone with TikTok open. And once he falls down the rabbit hole scrolling for hours without knowing how much time has passed, only then can I steal his sword and then win the match. Because I don't know if he can throw hands with or without the sword, but he might be like Link from Breath of the Wild. So, 8 out of 10. I don't want to fight Bowser Jr. He's just a little kid that wants some love and attention and is confused on why he doesn't have a mom. I will help this kid have a better connection with his dad and make sure he lives a great life. Bowser Jr. deserves it. So a 0 out of 10 for fighting, but a 10 out of 10 for reconnecting families. You're dumb if you think I'm fighting Duck Hunt. Not only would I feel bad about fighting cute animals, I wouldn't be able to live with the fact knowing that I murked Duck Hunt. So instead, I take them in as pets and we live a great life. Imagine how cool it would be walking around with the duck chilling on top of a dog. They'd be great companions. So another 0 out of 10 for the fighting, but another 10 out of 10 for companionship. Ryu is as honest as they can get. He fights with glory, honor, and dignity. Regardless of that, I'm still getting beat up. One right hook from Ryu would put me in a coma long enough that by the time I wake up, GTA 6 would be out. If you're a sane human being and run into Ryu in a dark alley, do the right thing and turn away and just hope that he doesn't follow you. I'd be scared. 1 out of 10. Ken lost his kids and his wife. He has nothing left to lose, and he would beat me with ease. If I try to block a punch from Ken, I would end up breaking an arm. And then what? What do I block with now? So a 3 out of 10 against Ken. Maybe we can talk about his problems, and he doesn't have to beat my ass. The only way I'm beating Cloud is if my boy Sephi is right next to me when I fight him. Other than that, I'm getting murked. I'm not even cool enough to be next to Cloud. I'd be an NPC running away while they're causing mayhem. So no, I'm not winning this. 2 out of 10. Corrin is a water dragon. I'm not sure if that's what they actually are, but to me, they look like a water dragon. Regardless, you're dumb if you think I'm winning this. Corrin schmooves whenever they want to. So a 4 out of 10. She has a gun. I think that's all I have to say. 0 out of 10. This is super easy. All you have to do is dehydrate them. So, get a barrel of Monster Energy drink. They'll go crazy for a bit, but once the sugar rush is done, they will be gone. I'm not sure if an Inkling has ever canonically been dehydrated, but we're gonna find out after that fight. So a 9 out of 10. Going up against Ridley is gonna leave me looking like Yamcha after him fighting the Cybermen in that one episode. I'm gonna be on the floor, looking defeated and useless. 0 out of 10. Ridley takes this. He's built like He-Man. As soon as I see him throw an axe, I'm running away. The way Simon can throw axes with ease should scare everybody. And with accuracy too. 3 out of 10. The same thing would happen with Richter, but he's even more frightening because he'll throw an axe at you and have a smile while doing it. He'd probably hit a JoJo pose if he had time to as well. Another loss. 2 out of 10. King K. Rool is the king of the crocodiles, and this man literally resides in Florida waiting for his next victim. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with when it comes to King K. Rool. 0 out of 10. I'd end up doing the same thing I did with Villager. I wouldn't fight, but rather ask Isabelle to help me get my things together and raise my credit score by 1,000. Again, why fight someone when they can actually be an ally instead? Isabelle definitely has a high IQ when it comes to a lot of things, so she'd be really cool as an assistant. 0 out of 10 for fighting, but 10 out of 10 for a new assistant. There is no universe where I win against Incineroar. Are you kidding me? This man is gonna hit me with all of the WWE moves mixed into one combo. I'd be done. He's scary, and I don't want anything to do with him. 0 out of 10. Realistically, depending on the weather, I would wreck Piranha Plant. If it's in the winter, he would be slow and wouldn't be able to use his moves that effectively. The only thing I see being a problem would be his Patooey. But other than that, I'm good. But if I run into him during the summer, I'm done for. It's a plant with sharp teeth. I'm not even gonna risk it. So a 5 out of 10 overall. Again, this character has a gun, and I also don't have plot armor, nor am I bulletproof. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that he has multiple JoJo stands. I cannot compete! 0 out of 10. Nobody would win this fight, and here's why. I confront Tiro, he ends up getting scared from me being such a great hero main, and he ends up opening his spellbook and kamikazing himself, taking me along with him. 0 out of 10. I will rage like Kratos, like he does in God of War. I will unlock the potential to go Super Saiyan. I will fight to my last breath to beat this character. I will always be a ride or die for Crash Bandicoot because you stole his spot. I might get my ass beat, but I'm not running away. 4 out of 10. I will be begging for forgiveness the moment Terry wants to throw down. I don't know what I did, but I'm not trying to get hit with a "Are you okay?" then proceeded with the Buster Wolf. Also, I'd rather be his friend than fight him because I think Terry would be a blast to be around. So 0 out of 10. The problem with this matchup is that even if I try to throw a punch at Byleth, they'd think I'm a student trying to learn how to fight. I'd end up having a teacher having me do homework while training in combat at the same time. I don't know how it happened, but I think Byleth would end up having it happen like that. So a 0 out of 10 for fighting, but a 10 out of 10 for education. If I even tried to throw a punch at Min Min, she'd hit me across the map. I have no projectile. I'm straight melee, which ends in me losing. Instead, she offers a bowl of her custom ramen and I enjoy the food. A 0 out of 10 for fighting, but a 10 out of 10 for the great hospitality. But honestly though, that ramen in her trailer looked amazing. No. Just no. This man punches trees for a living and you think I'm gonna get close to even fighting this guy? If Steve really wanted to, he could go into creative mode and spawn wardens and then murk me like that. So overall, a 0 out of 10. If I fought Sephiroth, I'd end up like Minato fighting against the Ninetales Chinchuriki. I could possibly walk off me getting stabbed with a sword that's taller than me, but that might be a stretch. So yeah, 0 out of 10. Nope, 0 out of 10. There's only one weakness when it comes to fighting Kazuya. It's so simple that not most people would think of it. This man does not have a Z-axis. As soon as you step to the side, you will be invisible to him, and he can no longer... Okay, I was wrong. I was just made aware that Kazuya, in fact, does have a Z-axis. We're dead. We're just dead. 0 out of 10. Despite Sora having a Keyblade, the ability to use various elements, and most importantly, the ability to fly around an aerial attack, I have one thing he doesn't. The power of God and anime... Oh, wait, no, never mind. He has that too. Yeah, no, I'm dead. 0 out of 10. If it's a generic Mii brawler, I'd be able to stand a chance. But say that it's instead a Walter White brawler, I would stand no chance then. He'd end up sending a hit out on me and I would have to live in fear for the rest of my life. He is the one who cooks combos and is the one to stay away from. 0 out of 10. Again, depending on who the Mii sword fighter is. Luckily, Mii sword fighter is lame as hell and I'd actually be able to win this one. Nobody likes Mii sword fighter, and you should too. 10 out of 10. No, I lose this one. Not only because this character has a gun, but I'm going up against the best lawyer in Albuquerque. Saul Goodman will not only beat my ass, but he will take me to trial and take everything that I own. So a 0 out of 10. And there you have it. And just like what John Witherspoon said in the movie Friday, you win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day. Let me know down in the comments what characters you could end up beating, and thank you so much for watching. And a huge shout out to everyone that is a current member on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for the extra support. It really does mean a lot to me. Have a great rest of your day, stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll catch you all later. Adios.